Attention everyone, can all officials please report immediately in the officials office? I repeat, on request of our referee, can all officials please report in the officials office immediately? Then also swimmers, please remember the pool must be cleared at 9:10, so coaches, if you can please assist us in clearing the pool by 9:10. Thank you very much everyone.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There we go. There we go. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. SA National Championships 2024.
What a week we've had, and we've come through to the final day of the SA National Swimming Championships here at Newton Park Swimming Pool. We're in Gqeberha. It's been a wonderful host for us for this last week, and the action does continue. We've already seen Olympic qualifiers, Paralympic qualifiers as well coming through from this pool. What will today bring? I can tell you we're off to a very fast start with the 50 free heats first up. Cedric French, though, is right next to me. And Cedric, just judging from the caliber of swimming that we've seen, over 400 swimmers are here for this week. What is your summation of Nationals 2024?
I think we've had a great National. We could always do better. We've got the qualifiers that we need, and we obviously need more. And I think today we're not finished with the qualifiers yet. I think we've got some surprises for today. We will might have new qualifiers, and we have some of the qualifiers that might qualify again today. So I'm looking forward to the start of the day. Hopefully it's going to be very quick in terms of the times. That's what we need. And yeah, looking forward in terms of going forward until tonight for finals.
I know your philosophy always has to do with little games. Have you been seeing that in action?
I think there's a lot of games being played all the time. But like I normally tell my swimmers, in swimming, like you play rugby, you play tennis, we do swimming. It's the difference in the sport.
Yeah, it's just what we do. Cedric, won't you give us a sense of where we are right now in swimming in South Africa? What is our trajectory when it comes to development?
I think we're a good crop of senior swimmers. What we need is growth from the bottom up. And I think there is initiation taken from Swim South Africa where we're starting to grow the base. I think obviously we have a backlog in terms of swimming pools. We need way more swimming pools. I think we've got the quality in the coaches to produce a swim. We just need the other resources. And from the initiative from Swim South Africa, I think they've grown that, where we're going to have camps and way more camps, where we will grow in terms of developing the swimmers as a pathway within the camps, and then also the start of the High Performance Center, which has taken the lead now, and identify talent from the camps and from swimming all around the country, and literally then try to host them from a younger age, pick them up, put them through the center, and have, hopefully, they grow into high-performance athletes and deliver good for South Africa in the future.
How much of an inspiration is it when you have like teenagers who are taking part in nationals, being able to see the likes of a Chandler Chloe? And I mean, yesterday was quite a breathless finish in that 100-meter fly. He knows how to bring the drama, just a dead heat in the end with Matt Sates.
I think Chad should be used to that. It's happened to him at Olympics as well, where there was 3 of them. But it's always great, and it must be great inspiration for the younger ones. So if there's a double, obviously the rest move up. And it's good to see that the likes of Roland and Chad are still swimming for the youngsters, because that's a lifetime of swimming. And these guys must be heroes to look up to. And for the youngsters to have somebody to look up to in terms of the role models and the roles that they play within swimming can just be good for the country.
Okay, what about today? What are you really, really looking forward to seeing happen? We've got 50 free, we've got some IM events, we've got 1500s as well.
The 1500s is going to be hard, and it's going to be a long shot at trying. We've got a closer range within the 50 frees, both males and females. And then also for the 200 IM, I think we might have qualifiers in the 200 IM. So looking forward to that, which means we can grow the numbers going to Olympics. And that's ultimately the aim.
Cedric, thanks for chatting to us. One of those swimmers that we chatted to a couple of days ago, because he's had a phenomenal nationals thus far, is Peter Kutsia, and he was saying he was really looking forward to his off day yesterday. So hopefully he comes back refreshed, because he has the 50 free that is top of his mind. It's also top of our mind and our commentators' minds as well. Let's head on through to Derek Alberts and Chanel van Beek. Enjoy the final day. This is the Heats.
Thank you very much, Crystal Arnold. Great to hear from you. Great to hear from Cedric. And as she mentioned, it is the final day of what has been a fantastic SA National Aquatics Championships here in Gqeberha. What a venue, what a host city. and it's hard to believe that we have reached the finish line. Chanel, oh man, it's a pity, we have to admit, because we've seen some fantastic swimming, and it all has to end today.
Yes, very sad to see. But what a great event that has been hosted, and also some great swims.
Yeah, it really was. If we just recap one of the many highlights, and last night was just action-packed. We've got Matt Sates, Chad Leclos celebrating their dual gold medal, of course, because the reason being is that they both tied for top spot in that 100 fly. So, yeah, what a night of action. Of course, we had Erin doing well, Erin Gallagher, and then Tatiana Smith grabbing another fantastic time. So,
and also, who can forget Amy Canny and leading off that relay?
It just continued. Like, it just got bigger and better each and every race. So, we've got to be honest. Like, today's got a lot to live up to. If they have any chance of even replicating half of the action that we saw yesterday.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, agreed. Let's go. Who was it who said that yesterday? Towards the end. It was...
I feel like
it was a male swimmer,
yes.
I think. Cool. We'll recap exactly who it was. But as you heard Crystal allude to today, it's there's a lot of swimming today, and it's amazing because we've got a morning of contrasts. We've got 1500s, but we'll kick things off with 50 free, which of course is the quickest event in swimming. So we've got a lot of heats to go through. Of those, as far as women are concerned, 12 heats in action, and for the men, a grand total of 16. So, yeah, it's going to be fast, it's going to be furious, it's going to be fun, but on top of everything, it's going to be one of the most fantastic days of swimming that we are likely to see. It is a great event, as we have seen it take place throughout the week. 6 days of National Aquatics Championships has reached its finish, as we look forward to what has been a fantastic race. So, thanks very much for joining us over the course of these last couple of days. Welcome to Saturday in Quebec at Newton Park Swimming Pool. So the lovely thing is that we've got plenty of fans in attendance already on this bright and breezy Saturday morning. And without a doubt, it is the greatest day we've had so far in Quebec in terms of weather. The sun is out. It's clear blue skies, no rain whatsoever. So here we go. Straight into the action. 50 free. The quickest event in swimming. First up, Heat 1, Arabella Bailey, Chloe Olivier, Ella Alder, Vaneski Steenkamp, Tyra Penn, Kira Klutti, Caitlin de Jager, and Michaela Labuskachny.
Vaneski Steenkamp, 5, Tyra Penn, 6, Kira Klutti, 7, Caitlin de Jager, and 8, Michaela Labuskachny.
Don't go anywhere, it's going to be extremely fast. Just one lap of action in free. Good start in lane 4 from Steenkamp. Lane 3, Ella Alder going strong. Blinken, you certainly will miss it. Tyra Penn looking very good. And they are flying. Nothing in it, but it is lane 5 grabbing what I think was the result. Tyra Penn with the victory, 29.58. So a couple of swimmers dipping below the 30-second mark, but Tyra Penn was the quickest of the lot.
Heading into Heat 2, where we have McHarg, Hannah Pearson, Kuhn, De Beer, Skoji, De Bell, Breitenbach, and Helber.
And they are ready to get into the water. You can see how quick those races certainly do go. Heat 2 about to begin. And away they go. Very good start out in lane 5 from Madison Skorgi. Over in lane 1, Hayley McCarg looking good. Outside lanes certainly showing their worth during these early stages.
Looks like Hannah Pierce out in lane 2.
Hannah Pierce flying. Hannah Pierce grabs the victory, doing so in a time of 28.44, finishing ahead of Madison Skorgi and Laura De Beer, grabbing 3.
Here we have your results on the screen, and it is Hannah Pierce, followed by Laura De Beer and Rebecca Kuhn.
So the Tshwane swimmer grabbing the win. As we move over to Heat 3, we have Lynn, Lombard, Morris, Swanepoel, De Jong, Mutsa, Van Rooyen and De Villiers. Great start out in lane 2 from Michaela Lombard. And she gets off to an early flyer, but the rest are starting to catch up over in lane 5, going along very nicely. Grace De Jong also looking strong. Lausanne De Villiers. De Jong firing hard.
Yes, there's definitely something in lane 1 and lane 2 this morning.
Yeah, it's been great to see as we watch the finish and going the way
Grace
what
De
looks
Jong.
like Grace De Jong from the Western Cape. 28.66. Not many swimmers getting below the 29 mark, but Grace De Jong was one of them and the quickest of the lot, finishing ahead of Blake Morris, with Cleo Lynn grabbing 3rd spot. I remember how quickly we flew through those 100 flies yesterday, and yeah, we're already 3 years in, and the mornings barely began as we head into Heat 4 from Staden, Day, Landman, Spies, Palek, Michelle, Mostert and Combrink.
And they off. Looks like lane 1 it is. Mans Thunder.
Yeah, lane 1 certainly going well. Not much to choose between the competitors. Just 50 meters of action. Also lane 7 looking strong. And it looks as if it is out in lane 1. Is it? Let's wait for confirmation.
I
And
think it's 6.
Emma Michelle coming through from the Western Cape. Samaya van Staden out in lane 1, just coming second. But Emma Michelle with the victory, doing so in a time of 28.42. Van Staden second, and in 3rd spot, Gemma Spiss. 4 down. Let's head into heat number 5. LaRue, McCabe, Oosthuizen, Meyer, Hulst, Hayes, Jacobs, and Scotts. Right, great start out in lane 1 by Scarlett LaRue. Also the outside lane, Ashley Scholz getting off to a flyer. As I say that, lane 4 firing hard over in Karina Meyer.
And also Crazy Jacobs out in lane 7.
And keep your eye on lane 4. I think this could be the one. Or is it one? Lane 4 looking good. Lane 4 looking very good and grabbing the victory. Karina Meyer doing so in a time of 27.88.
And there you have your results on the screen.
Finishing second, Michaela Kulst, and Kwesi Jacobs grabbing 3rd. Nice performance there for the Eastern Cape. As we move over to Heat 6 of 12 in this women's 50 free. No one competing this time round in lane 3. 7 competitors out in the water. And the quickest at the start looked a little bit like Lisa Kutsia. Was the name we've got to know very, very well over the course of this week. Monet Meyer going along nicely as well over in lane 4. Western Cape swimmer. Lane 2 fighting back nicely. Lisa Kutsia, or to be Meyer. What's it going to be? It is going to be lane 4. Monet Meyer just ahead of Lisa Kutsia out in lane 2. And Jessica Baker grabbing 3rd spot. And we have confirmation of those results. The winner, Monet Meyer, in a time of 27.64.
Moving on to 7 of 12.
Going through those names: Lambert, Cope, Rodemakers, Kromhout, Lindsay, Dredge, Van Niekerk, and Klaassen. Nothing much in it in terms of the start. Although at least Morgan Cope out in lane 2 makes to have a fairly early lead. It'll get eaten up very, very quickly, given the speed of this event.
Yes, the start's so important in a 50-meter freestyle.
Looking good. Tanner Lindsay over in lane 5. Morgan Cope looking to keep a lead. Morgan Cope is in front. How long can she be there for? And I think she grabs it. She does in a time of 27.61, finishing ahead of Rodemakers, while Tanner Lindsay finishes 3rd. It's amazing. Really in the 8th heat of the morning. 7 minutes into the day.
Ian Van Landman, followed by Moretz, Burgers, Christie, Labuskaghni, De Villiers, Ellis, and De Vet.
Nice beating there from Giselle Moritz. Lane 2 once again looking slightly ahead. Oh, and as we say that, look at Lee Christie coming through nicely over in lane 4. Oh, it's almost like a straight line between these competitors.
Yes, 4 through 8.
And Lee Christie looking good. Lane 1 looking strong too. Christie fighting hard, and it is Christie 27.62, finishing ahead of Giselle Moritz. And Labuskaghni grabbing 3rd spot. Confirmation of those results once again. Leah Christie from Western Cape, 27.62. Good win for her as we move over to Heat 9.
Peter, Ribeiro, Mong, Robertson, Landenbach, Hooks, Notes, and Stewart in 8.
Here we go. Heat 9 underway. Jenna Clutie hitting the water very, very early. Happy with that start.
Looks like Simone Mole out in lane 3.
Yeah, Simone Mole looking very strong. Clutie out in lane 1. They're fighting hard. And as my colleague mentioned earlier, the start's so important given the fact that this race is so short, so quick. One little mistake can certainly scupper your chances. 4 or 1, what's it going to be? I think it goes away of lane 4. Oh, in fact, it is Pierano's over in lane 7. That was a very tight race. And she grabs a win in 27.21. And she finishes ahead of Hannah Robertson. While in 3rd spot, Karen Haps grabbing a time 27.48. So, very, very good performance there from Karen Oates out in lane 7. Western Cape doing the business yet again as we move over now to our 3rd last heat of the women's 15-meter free. Jonker, Van Niekerk, Morris, Chelius, Vitamin, McDonald, Moat, and Fareed.
Looking at Chelius in lane 4.
Yeah, Chelius certainly the name to watch out for. It's one of the swimming royalties that you'll find here. And that's exactly what is transpiring over in lane 4. Emma Chelius from Tshwane, 27 years of age, well out in front, and she is flying. And a good fight back there from Vitamin. Chelius will grab the win in emphatic fashion, doing so 25.35, and she finishes ahead of Vitamin. while McDonald grabs third spot.
Yes, Chile is having that SA record of 24.64. So these ladies are looking for a time of 24.70 for Olympic qualification.
And we move over to the penultimate heat of the women's 50 free. Meekler, Janssen, Van Rooyen, Gallagher, Thompson, Bay, Straw, and Vessels. Of course, Erin Gallagher having broken her SA record last night in the 100 fly. What can she do this summer in the 50 free? So the Swane swimmer is definitely the one to watch over in lane 4, and that is exactly once again what is transpiring. But chasing hard is Jessica Thompson over in lane 5. It's going to be a great battle between these two. Thompson doing extremely well.
Yes, Thompson and Gallagher. Who's it going to be?
This is a straight shootout between those two out in lanes 4 and 5, and here they come.
But it looks like Gallagher.
It does. Gallagher fighting back very nicely, and she gets the victory, doing so in a time of 25.11, finishing ahead of Thompson, while Bass finishes third. And there is the swimmer in action once again, Erin Gallagher. Man, what has she done this week? Some fantastic things. One of the stories of these aquatics championships. As we move over to the final heat of the morning in the women's 50 free, we have Annika Helmond, Miller Dracopoulos, Kendra Venter, Michaela de Villiers, Caitlin de Lange, Jessica Comedy, Juliana Venka, and Lisa Marie Davidson. Here we go. Off they go into the water. That's the final fast and furious event in this, the women's action, looking very strong in lane 5. Caitlin de Lange, watch her go. This is a sensational swim in the heats for de Lange, swimmer from Tshwane.
Yes, one of the greatest sprinters that we have. Up-and-coming sprinters.
Yeah, look at her fly into a victory.
What a
Doing so 24.98.
What a swim by Caitlin de Lange.
Yes, that is really impressive. Just having a look at the Olympic qualifying time, 24.70, so just under that mark. In fact, we'll wait for confirmation of those times. But Caitlin de Lange doing really, really well and finishing in top spot in the final event of the women's 50 free. As we move over to the men, though, and keep an eye on Caitlin de Lange a little later this evening. That was the final heat in the women's action as we move over to the men's. First up, Troy McWilliam, Estienne Duval, and the Vetkos.
Yes, heat 1 of 16 to come.
Yeah, 16 heats. That will just fly by, as we saw with the ladies. 12 heats went by in a matter of, what was that, 13 minutes. Almost unheard of. As we see Estienne Duval looking strong over in lane 4. Swimmer from the Northern Cape. And he will go on to secure a resounding victory, doing so in a time of 25.68. He finishes ahead of the Vetkos, while Troy McWilliam ends third. Heat 1 of 16 completed. Just going to get quicker and quicker and quicker. And before you know it, we're already halfway through the swimming program for the morning. Moving over to Heat 2, Tyron McCabe, Rungarai, Shoshore, Matthew Gale, Enrico Vorbeck, Scott Klutti, Retief Hugo, Malcolm Buerta, and Julian Andrews. Oh, well, a fantastic start there from Shoshore. He was so quick out of the blocks, but also looking very strong is Vorbeck over in lane 4. Lane 7 going along nicely to Malcolm Buerta. And how's this going to transpire? Past the midway mark. And Shoshore strong, as is Vorbeck. Vorbeck pushing hard. Vorbeck, and Vorbeck will grab the victory. 25.50. He finished ahead of Scott Klutti, and Retief Hugo finishing third. Amazing to see some of the competitors coming very, very close to hitting the lane markers. Confirmation once again. Enrico Vorbeck from KZN finishing in top spot, 25.50 as we move over to Heat 3 of 16.
Where we
Norton,
have Norton, Holshausen, Haylock, Cooks, Webb, Devitt, Alvarez, and Uninact.
action aplenty at Newton Park Swimming Pool. Our away, nice start there from Trent Norton out in lane 1. Dakota Cooks looking strong too. Lane 1 with the early lead, only just though as lane 4 started to make the way back, and that is Dakota Cooks. Tested nicely by Corey Webb. It's going to be tight. Not much to choose between these swimmers. Lane 5 looking strong, 4.55. It goes the way of Corey Webb. Webb with the victory, 25.50, finishing ahead of Cooks. While over in lane 3, it is Neil Holshausen.
Heading into Heat 4 of 16, Fry, Fenton, Mann, Hollowed, Mini, Field, Fisher, and Bothman.
Here we go. Amazing how quick this event is. Just flies by.
Don't blink or you'll miss it.
Yeah, 100%. A little later, we're going to have the 50-meter butterfly. That will be a time trial for Christian Sadi. P4 of 16 in the men's 50 free. And looking exceptional is Luke Field. Very good start from him out in lane 6. Luke Field with the slight edge. Only just. Also looking strong, Christian Bortma out in lane 8.
And Cullen Holtman.
Well, great comeback over in lane 4. Is it lane 4? Lane 4 grabs it. Let's see. It is Cullen Holland with the victory. 25-15. Cullen Holland finishing ahead of Cody Mini, while Luke Field rounds off the top 3. Moving over to Heat 5 of 16.
Where we have Bondenschlager, West, Pretorius, Fulmerant, Klingbeck, Lindeke, Erasmus, and Ruben Hutton and 8.
Excellent start out in lane 1 by Wollenschlager. Lane 2 looking strong too. Gabriel West. And we see lane 5 starting to power into the front. Gustav Klingbiel. Lane 3 also looking very good. Nicholas Pretorius. Final stage of Pretorius out in front. And Pretorius will grab the victory, doing so in 24.92, finishing ahead of Klingbiel, while Linda Cube grabs third spot. 5 done. Plenty to go. Confirmation once again. Nicholas Pretorius. Nice victory there for the locals in Eastern Cape, 24.92. As we move over to Heat 6 of 16, Vessels, Lowe, Bradshaw, Bromfield, Skeepers, Makamu, Gomez, and Pinar. No messing around from these swimmers. Jan Lowe getting in fairly early, as did Michael Bromfield.
Nothing in it?
No, nothing in it. Jordan Bradshaw looking strong over in lane 3. Jordan Bradshaw looking very strong. Pulling away slightly, and as we say that, Bromfield starting to gain on that third lane swimmer. But it is out in lane 3. Jordan Bradshaw cruising to victory, doing so in a time of 24.24. Bromfield second, and Skippers third. Bradshaw with the time, 24.24, the swimmer from Gauteng. Moving over to Heat 7 of 16. Joshua Jung, Mschlanger, Wooten, Van Krenen, McKay, Domita, Landman, and Stein. Great start out in lane 2. Bjorn Manga looking strong. Renier van Krenen, watch out for him. So, wow, out in lane 3, Nathan Wooten, the swimmer from Gauteng, 20 years of age. Also out in lane 8, Stefan Steyn taking the fight to him. Wooten, though, with the lead.
To fly with 5 meters to go.
That's going to be tight between lanes 3 and 1, but I think Wooten gets it, and that is indeed the case. Nathan Wooten doing so in a time of 24.42. Second place going the way of Armand Landman. Well, Joshua Young grabs third.
Heading into heat 8 of 16, halfway mark. Cameron, Rickett, Van Heerden, Ricketts, Peterson, Loom, Avadi, and Wright.
So, Robert Hendricks, the Western Caper, certainly the one to watch here. But looking at those entry times, Hendricks, Peterson, Van Heerden, a matter of hundredths of a second between them. As they get underway, nice start once again from Jack Cameron. Ethan Rickett looking strong too. And a reminder again, you just miss out on that start and it can completely ruin your race. Very little time in which to catch up. And those out 3 lanes, 1s to 3, certainly they're fighting hard, but it could change in a matter of moments. Wow, this is going to be tight. Lane 4 looking good, and lane 4, I think will grab it. They do. Robert Hendricks, 24.56. Michael Van Heerden grabbing second, and in third spot, Anthony Peterson. As we move over to heat 9 now, Gomez, Santos, Russ, Briggs, Bagley, Frew, Locke, and Volmerans. Well, you can hear plenty of cheers from the crowd, reason being, I think, probably for Connor Bagley, Eastern Cape swimmer, who's over in lane 5, the 18-year-old, entry time of 24.78. Plenty of hopes rest on the shoulders of Connor Bagley as far as the Eastern Cape is concerned. Excellent start out in lane 2. Fabio Santos, the man from the Free State.
It looks like Ruan Russ currently in the lead out in lane 3.
Yeah, Ruan Russ, everyone knows just what a talent that man is.
And also very interesting to see Ruan Russ doing 50 meters butterfly.
So that is interesting to see from Ruan Russ as we move over to what is going to be Connor Locke grabbing the win from KZN, 24.52. Roberto Gomez with that second place as we move over to Jason Briggs in third spot.
What a great swim there by Ruan Russ, and as we're currently hearing, Ruan Russ's last swim, saying goodbye to swimming.
Wow, adios to Ruan Russ, what a talent, 27 years of age from Tshwane, and that is into a fantastic swimming career as we move over to heat 10 of 60. Hopkins, Bournemouth, Plattner. And there we see Ruan Russ saying his farewells. Yeah, congratulations all round.
What a great career he's had. And then we have Andrew Russ and Ruan Russ in your picture.
Lovely celebrations. E10, Hopkins, Bournemouth, Plattner, Bryce, Dos Santos, Landman, Goldberg, and Van der Merwe. Plenty of gold swimming caps in the form of Tshwane. Nice performance so far from Dos Santos. But over in lane 2, Aidan Bournemouth getting off to a flyer. Another Tshwane swimmer. Can he maintain that top spot? And he is pulling away very, very nicely. Aidan Bournemouth looking very strong. Aidan Bournemouth, I don't think he'll be stopped as he moves over in convincing fashion. Doing so in 23.50. That is a fantastic swim for Aidan Bournemouth. Reminder of that Olympic qualifying time, 21.96. So far, no one really coming close to that mark.
Yes, first swimmer dipping under that 24-second mark.
Congratulations, Aidan Bournemouth, on the victory as we move over to heat 11 of 16. Luss, Eger, Pretoria, Stratham, Essel, Crawford, Alberts, and Rourke. Great start from Chris Lewis out in lane 1 for Twane, 22 years of age. And as I say that, lane 2 looking very, very strong. Lane 4 too, Moncherry. Well, straight on going along nicely. Peter Edsel keeping an eye on him. Passing the midway mark. 50 meters free. It is fast. The quickest event in swimming. As we see out in lane 2, it's going to be tight. And it goes the way of lane 8. You called it. Benjamin Rourke, 23.82. What a swim from the Zimbabwean, grabbing the win ahead of lane 2's Declan Egger, while Matthew Pretorius claimed third spot. So next up, Heat 12 of 16, Duvenaka, Sutcliffe, Dredge, Moncherry, Kriya, Staines, Vinsbergen, and Lotta. Here we go. Moncherry proving once again that age is just a number. The Western Cape swimmer, 25 years of age.
Out in lane 1 looks like Henry Duvenaka.
Wow, Henry Duvenaka going along very, very strong. If he gets caught, that will be very impressive because he got off to a fantastic start. And as I say that, over in lane 4, Moncherry fighting back hard. This is going to be tight between the two of them. Duvenaka outside, Moncherry looking good. And it goes away of Adam Moncherry. Well done, 23.81. On a Kriya, tying with them in lane 5. Wow. So, fresh on the heels of that time between Chandler Cloak and Matt Sates last night. We had a tie in the men's 50 free, and that was Heat 12. So Moncherry and Kriya both touching at the exact same time. Now, as we move over to Heat 13 of 16, we have Friend, Poole Jones, Raymond, Naidu, Godfrey, Chapman, Mulob, and Mielov. And as I say that, Mielov not in this event, so just 7 swimmers in action.
Caden Naidu in your picture.
Yeah, that was a very good start from Daniel Milon. Also looking at Jonah Poole Jones. Caden Naidu over in lane 4. Going extremely quick. Let's see. And lane 5 looking great. Lane 5 will take it, and it goes the way of Blake Godfrey, doing so in a time of 23.48. He ends up ahead of Jonah Poole Jones. Third spot going the way of Brandon Chapman. But it is first place, Blake Godfrey, 23.48 from Twane. As we move over to Heat 5 and also Heat 15. And you certainly can't look past 14 rather. Van Heerden, Van Rienen, Eaton, Skuman, as in Roland Skuman. There he is there. Quantum Malhaba, Kobus Groenewald, and Cameron Oliver. Roland Skuman, one of the fastest swimmers in history, certainly one of the best for South Africa.
Yes, holding that SA record of 21.67. So looking for Olympic qualification time of 21.96.
And there we have Roland Skuman out in front, no surprises whatsoever. And he's pulling away very, very nicely is the man with that SA swimming cap. Look out for the white. Roland Skuman out in front, going along very, very nicely. And he grabs a time of 22.77. What a performance from Roland Skuman.
And first swimmer to dip under that 23-second mark.
And just outside that Olympic qualification time, but of course he'll have another crack of it a little later. But Roland Skuman representing KZN 22.77. He grabs the win ahead of Jordan Eaton. And that was a very good performance from the gold medalist, the Olympic gold medalist. Now, as we move over to the next heat now, not many to go. Heat 15 of 16, Holzhausen, Smith, Brooks, Kutzer, Esthuizen, De Lange, Hooley, and Schlechter. And off they go. Keep an eye on Peter Kutzer. Man, certainly there is no stopping him. There's no discipline that he really can't swim. And he's got off to an absolute flyer once again over in lane 4. That qualification time once again, 21.96. looking to qualify is the South African flyer. He's going on very nicely, and he gets it in a time, wow, 22.36, so just outside of that time. But a very, very good swim from Peter Kutzer ahead of Guy Brooks, and in third spot, Philip de Lange.
Yes, great swim there by Guy Brooks, going 22.88. And in third place, Philip de Lange, 23.37.
Very nicely done by Peter Kutzer. As we move over to the final heat of men's 53, we have Lottering, Altman, Goddard, Jimmy, Ndebele, Potgieter, Nortje, and Wimble.
And in your picture, we have Clayton Jimmy.
Clayton Jimmy going into this with that time of 22.33. He's certainly eyeing the 21.96 as they get off. And Clayton Jimmy is leading just ahead of Kobe Ndebele. And Clayton Jimmy really pulling away from the pack. This is a fantastic swim from Clayton Jimmy.
Yes, I'm sure he just saw that time by Peter Kutzer going 22.34.
And Clayton Jimmy going through now in a time of 22.58, grabbing the victory ahead of Kobe Ndebele. And Alex Goddard rounds off the top three. And that is the 53 done and dusted as we move over now to a time trial. And Christian Sadi coming through now, the Western Cape swimmer, who continues to amaze with his times. And he'll be taking on that 50-meter butterfly time trial. Christian Sadi. He'll get ready to get in the water.
Yes, so Sadi already dipped under that Olympic qualification time of 32.50, coming in with an entry time of 30.30.
Yes, so it's not really about that Olympic qualification. They just want to better that time, knowing he can do extremely well. And yeah, a great swimmer as he looks to improve on what has been an exemplary week for him. Swimmer from the Western Cape.
Yes, with 8 meters to go, it's all Christian Sadi. Hey, dipping under that 30-second mark, 29.97. What a swim by Christian.
Wow, Christian Sadi. Well, he wanted to do exactly that, and that's what he did.
Wow, you can see that emotion on his face. What an incredible swim there by Christian. And there we have Coach David Glover in a picture. But that emotion on his face by Christian Sadi, dipping under that 30-second mark. What a swim by him.
Wow, Christian Sadi opting to do the time trial. A brilliant swim from Christian Sadi. 29.97.
And it's all Christian Sadi. What an athlete, what a swimmer. You can see the emotion on his face. And congratulating him, his coach, in your picture.
No, man, Christian Sadi certainly has been one of the stories of this week. He continues to impress, continues to amaze, continues to inspire. As we move over now from the shorter stuff to the longer stuff. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be a long one. It is the women's 1500 free. And we've got 2 heats in action.
So starting off in 1, we have Swanepoel, Orton, Close, Antonopoulos, Markgraf, De Bruyn, King, and Madison Duplessis in 8.
Yeah, the second heat will take place at the finals. So just waiting for the start of this women's 1500 free.
Yes, so these ladies will be doing 30 lengths
Wow.
of this pool.
That is incredible. And stamina needed for an event like this. Of course, long course swimmers certainly coming into their own for this event.
Yes, in your picture, Carly Antonopoulos. Also a great open water swimmer. And they off. 30 lengths of this pool. What do you think goes through the swimmer's mind? 30 lengths of this pool.
No, I can't even comprehend it. I mean, I wouldn't even know what would go my mind for like a 50 meter. but
I don't think you think in a 50 meter.
No, fair enough. But I mean, 30 laps. I mean, I've got to be honest. If I was to be taking this on, it would probably just carry on and on and on for the entire day. I mean, I'd take it extremely easy. But I mean, for the person just sitting at home watching, it's like an all-day affair, like a lazy swim, just going through the motions. But these guys and ladies are actually racing 30 laps in the water, and this is incredible to witness.
I know generally swimming a 1500 during training, it would be a song. I think everybody sings a song in your mind.
Is that the case?
Yeah.
Do you know what song you sing? Can you remember?
There's not a specific song. It's more, I mean, driving to the pool, you get a song in your head and coach says 1500 freestyle, 1500 fly, 1500 head up breaststroke. So that song is playing over and over in your mind.
Well, it's very similar to Bruce Fordyce. Of course, we've got the Comrades Marathon, arguably the most famous ultra-distance marathon in the world. And Bruce Fordyce, he just recounted the Joshua Tree from U2, which is arguably one of the most famous albums in history. And he just kept on singing each and every song over and over and over and over while he was jogging, or running, on his way to victory. So, a little longer than these 30-odd laps, but same process nonetheless.
Yes, with 200 meters done and dusted, it is Carly Antonopoulos turning in a time of 2:15.00, followed by Kylie DeBrain, 2:19.87, and Lee Machroff, 2:19.98.
I mean, that's like, do you choose a song that like goes with your strokes, so like a metronome, or does it not really matter?
No, I wouldn't say it really matters. I mean, you can have a upbeat techno song in your mind and you're just going.
So I always think like with because obviously, I mean, I've listened to your music, so like you're a big Kurt Darren fan, so Captain Spondy Sailor probably goes along in terms of the metronome with the strokes.
Teaching me new things here, hey?
So we are currently witnessing the women's 1500 free. So the entry times going into this event, Carly Antonopoulos with the quickest, 17 minutes 40.71. And as we see, she is well clear of the pack for now.
Yeah, so entry time 17 seconds faster than Lee Machroff, the 14-year-olds, out in lane number 5.
Carly Antonopoulos looking very strong. Such a great swimmer. There's the swimmer from Tshwane. Looking at it, Tshwane represented by 3 competitors in this event, including Lee Marcroft and Kylie DeBrain. Mentioned it prior, Kylie DeBrain, the daughter of a good friend of mine, Pierre DeBrain, former Protea and coach of Namibia now. And And Pierre certainly having done wonderful things with Namibian cricket. And yeah, which, in fact, of course, is the country of my birth, Namibia.
Really?
Yeah, born in Windhoek.
After 6 days, I'm learning something new.
Yeah.
You never said that.
Yeah, so you've learned that I was born in Namibia, and you also learned that you are a big fan of Kurt Darren.
Yes, I did. Again, day 6. Lots of things to learn. So currently, Kylie De Bruyne out in second place, 4:45, and Lee Malcroft in 4:46.
So we're going to break away slightly from the action for now. We'll keep it in shot. But of course, you're probably tired of hearing the voices of Chanel and I for the time being. Let's rejoin the wonderful Crystal Arnold, who has enjoyed a fantastic week on this, the final day of the SA Aquatic Champs in Quebec.
Oh, I've managed to grab hold of Lucy Conradi standing right next to me from Tigerberg Aquatics. You've got a number of swimmers here. Lucy, what has been key for you from this Nationals week?
I think it's been an excellent national so far. Really good to see the swimmers qualifying for the Olympic Games, especially Amy Cammy last night in the relay was a fantastic, awesome experience. And I'm just so happy for these young girls coming up, and also the experienced swimmers showing the young swimmers, how it's done, and that they can still compete well right through a long career in swimming. So, yeah, I think for me, some of our swimmers that have done really well is Dylan Wright. He's been with the club for many years. He got a second place in the 200 butterfly and the 200 backstroke. His 200 backstroke is his specialist event. And yeah, so he came out here. He's studying in the States at the moment, and he's come out here to try and set himself up for the next couple of years of swimming. So, and yeah, we've got a young up-and-coming swimmer, Joshua Esthazen, who's excelling very well in the sprint events, and he's just qualified for the B final in the 53, and he managed to get into a B final for the 100 freestyle as well.
When they are watching, some of their heroes in the form of Tatiana Smith, Kayleen Corbett up there, Erin Gallagher, and Chandler Clough, just to mention a few of the names. Such inspiration. What are the major lessons that you teach age group swimmers by being a part of nationals that they can take with them almost in their careers?
Yeah, I think being around these swimmers is very important for these young swimmers to know, number one, that it's a long journey. That if they want to be that level swimmer that potentially qualifies for the Olympics, it's a long game. And that there's very important characteristics as a person that you need to have to be able to reach those heights. And I think for us as coaches, it's very important to instill these skills, coping strategies, to learn to deal with the stresses of performing at this level, especially young swimmers. The swimming is getting faster and faster. Junior Nationals was a very competitive event, and these 14, 15 and 16-year-olds are swimming super fast times, but it's now taking these young swimmers and keeping them going for the next 4 to 8 years, and that's what's important to me, to be able to make sure that they are well looked after, that they get the support they need, both emotionally and physically.
When you look at the swimmers that are here, a name that does pop out, if you have to see it on the start list every time, is Roland Skimmen. 43 years old. It's almost an anomaly to be swimming for that duration and keeping your career at a high level for such a long time. What would you say it takes to be evergreen and to have longevity in the sport?
I think one of the things I remember about Roland when he swam on the Olympics, I think he medaled. He got out of the pool and he said, "That was my most fun race I've ever had." And I think for me, to have longevity is these kids just need to really love swimming for what it is, what it gives them, what inspires them to swim, and if they can keep finding ways to have joy in the sport, I believe they will stay in the long game. That's my belief.
And do you have an example of a swimmer that you have been able to help, like from the mental game aspect, especially when you have success at a very young age?
Yeah. So I've got a swimmer here. Her name is Lana Jansen. She's also studying in the States at the moment. And very much was a young swimmer who wasn't that successful. But we definitely found that the fact that she was with a group of swimmers she enjoyed being with, and we nurtured her through all the failures and the successes, and even in the highs, there's important lessons to learn. So I think someone like Lana is a typical example of she's now swimming her best times at the age of 21, and that's, for me, the ultimate, is that they keep on improving and keep on loving their sport.
Just to remind everybody, the 1500 free heats are still continuing. I've got one last one for you, Lucy. Just what is the state of swimming in the Western Cape? You have a good sense of it at Tigerboat.
Look, the Western Cape is definitely coming up again. I think we had a dip in the last couple of seasons, but there's a lot of young talent coming out of the Western Cape, and I think there's some good things to come for those swimmers.
Thanks for the work that you're doing, and all the best with all your swimmers that are here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Crystal Arnold. Great to catch up with what has been a fantastic development over the last couple of days. And it's great to see these swimmers just get better, stronger, faster. As we look at the action, rejoining the action. And Kylie de Bruin going along very, very nicely so far. Carly Antonopoulos, of course, keep an eye on her over in lane 4, currently leading proceedings ahead of de Bruin.
Yes, and it looks like these ladies are at the 800-meter mark. Not mistaken. There we have two of our great open water swimmers and long distance swimmers on the other side of the pool.
Looking at these entry times, currently sitting at just past the 11-minute mark, and the quickest entry time going into this was Kylie Antonopoulos, and that's 17:40. Kylie de Bruin a little bit out of that time, but she's looking exceptionally strong, currently lying in second place.
Yes, it's all Carly at the moment.
So action continues here in Rebecca. It is the women's 1500 free. And after this, we will go into multi-class events before moving over to the women's 200 IM. 9 laps to go in this event. Well, 9 laps to go for the leading swimmer. That is Kylie Antonopoulos.
There we have them in your picture. Freedom Prinsloo and Mark Randall. And there we have Carly turning in 12:46.93.
Yeah, they'll certainly be keeping a close eye on proceedings. All those coaches, both former champions. It's great to see the mix of the coaches. Of course, we were lucky enough a couple of nights ago. We were treated to a lovely dinner out at Pete Williams' place. And Pete Williams, former world record holder, and he's a man from this part of the world like myself, but also resides in Johannesburg. Got a lovely house out in Seaview, and got to spend a time with a lot of the coaches. Great to see them, and got to see, it was nice to see them let their hair down for a little bit, because of course it's such a pressurized environment. And they got to relax, albeit for one night, but then back into the pressure cooker the very next day. Like yourself, I mean, you also a coach.
Yes, also great to just switch off for a bit. I mean, it's these past couple of days, it's just swimming, which is great. But in your downtime, you need to switch off, whether you're watching a movie, reading a book, taking a walk on beachfront. So very, very important just to have some downtime.
Yeah, and talking about downtime, of course, last night we celebrated Chad de Clo's birthday, and what a way in which to celebrate. Of course, first up, he had that amazing finish in the men's 100 fly, finishing tied for first alongside Matt Sates. So we went out to celebrate with dinner, and it was a good night.
Yes, definitely. I mean, what a way to spend your birthday.
Yeah, Bert Leclerc joining us as well. Really enjoyed the sights and sounds of Quebec. It is a fantastic part of the world. So thank you very much to everyone for hosting what has been a fantastic week in the Eastern Cape. As we head towards the business end now of this event, it is the women's 1500 free, still leading the way. Carly Antonopoulos ahead of Kylie de Bruin. .200 meters to go after Antonopoulos touches, and she touches in a time of 15:07.14. So 4 more laps to go for Carly Antonopoulos.
Yes, what a great swimmer. It looks like Giselle Orton in second and Kylie de Bruin in third. And there we have Carly in your picture.
Carly Antonopoulos.
And it is 3 more laps of this beautiful facility to go.
So Giselle Orton going through into second place now. Kylie de Bruin in third spot.
And there you have it. The bell is going off with 100 meters to go, and it's all Carly. Turning in a time of 16:17.11.
And Carly Antonopoulos looking exceptionally strong, the Tshwane swimmer. Remember, entry time was 17:40. The bells ringing for various swimmers, signifying their last 2 laps, that there will be no bell for Carly Antonopoulos.
Yes, coming down with 10 meters to go. It's all Carly leading this race from beginning to end.
And there she powers her way to a resounding victory, doing so in a time of 17:25.30. Carly Antonopoulos with the victory. And Tshwane swimmer just continues to light up the pool.
Yes, with an entry time of 17:40. Sure, Carly's going to be very happy with that time.
Making the turn now over in lane 1. Eastern Cape's Abigail Swanepoel. So yeah, taking nothing away from Carly, and taking about the other swimmers, but the fact that Carly finishes and you've got other swimmers who still got to complete 2 laps, it just goes to show just what a great performance it's been from the young lady. Carly, 23 years of age.
No, definitely. I mean, looking at her entry time, as we said previously, 17:40. But then we have some swimmers 19:19, 18:58. I'm sure they're setting themselves up for a great race. But again, brilliant swim by Carly, 17:25.30.
Yeah, it's Giselle Orton finishing second, and we saw Kylie de Bruin in picture nana grabbing third spot in a time of 18:19.49. A very good effort from her. Of course, these were the heats, so a little later this evening we will see the finals of this event taking place. Heat 2 will be swam with those finals, the likes of Jacobs, Horn, Van Rensburg, Sia, Houtman, Lotte McCabe, and Nielsen. But it is Carly Antonopoulos grabbing the victory, and very well done from her, finishing ahead of Giselle Orton, with Kylie de Bruin grabbing third. It's amazing, you look at the age difference. Kylie de Bruin, 9 years, Carly's junior. And that's pretty amazing.
Yes, great swimming by both ladies. Also looking at Chazelle Alton coming in with a time of 18:43.73. Well bettering that by more than 20 seconds.
Congratulations to Carly Antonopoulos. What a swim. As we move over now to the multi-class events. First time this morning. And it's short stuff once again. The men's 50 backstroke, S14, S15, S1, and S13. I'm just recapping this event and how it transpired. Carly Antonopoulos way out in front.
Yes, convincing lead from the beginning to end by Carly. And there she is in your picture. I wonder what song was going through her mind.
Did she have the Chanel van Wyk playlist? The question, what was that song that you sang the other day? Something about the tackies, the sneakers.
Oh.
Nikes don't fit or
I'm
something.
walking down the street with my Nikes on.
I'm talking about don't fit. Nothing about that.
I'm not sure what song that was, but...
No, that would be straight out of the Chanel van Wyk playlist. I'm just listening to that as we prepare ourselves for the 50 backstroke in the multi-class events. Likes of JP Null, Eli Lawrence, and Paul Mainganye, Charles Parkin, and Kabelo Zwane. Great to see Theo Verster out there. Oh, man, of course, former Olympian and a man who gives so much of his time and skills to Paralympic swimming. As we get ready now, we reach the midway point of the program. This will be followed by the women's 50 backstroke, and then we move over to women's 200 IM. Then the men, and we'll wrap things up with 800 free.
Yes, these athletes getting ready, wedges in place. Really looking forward to this one. Recapping that, in one we have JP Null, followed by Eli Lawrence, Mpho Kanya, Charles Parkin, and Kabelo Zwane.
So just waiting for the final bits of apparatus to be sorted out here at Newton Park Swimming Pool. It's, when it goes without saying, it's absolutely critical that every piece of equipment works perfectly. We spoke about it a little earlier, Peter Kutsia, a couple of years back here in Quebec, going off on a faulty step, and unfortunately he had to return to do a time trial.
Yes, to get the qualification time. So backstroke wedges, very important.
Sorry, yeah, that was the scientific term, wedge. Ignore my little step reference. As we move over to the fast stuff once again, the 50-meter backstroke, S14, S15, S1 to S13. Now Lawrence, Mainganya, Parkin, and Zwane.
Yes, looks like JP Null and Eli Lawrence out in lane 1 and lane 2.
And again, we'll say it exactly the same time. It's not necessarily a race between the competitors up against each other. It's them against the clock because of the different classes that are competing in one event. And as we say, that very good effort over in lane 2. Eli Lawrence going along very, very nicely, doing so in a time of 41.71. And Port Mainganya grabbing a 47.83. Charles Parkin from the Eastern Cape, 42.70. So that wraps up the men's 50 backstroke, S14, S15, S1, and S13 as we move over now to the women's 50 backstroke.
Yes, in one we have Kate Elwood, followed by Minka Jansen van Rensburg, Kate Swanepoel, Janneke Krikler, Mariska Everson in 5, and Nikita Douglas in 6.
Yeah, how amazing has Minka Jansen van Rensburg been this week as SA Sportswoman of the Year with a disability, and a couple of world records to her name to.
Yes, great swimming by Minka, and we could definitely see that in her celebration on the podium, showing off those guns to the world.
Yeah, she's a lovely athlete, and thoroughly enjoys swimming, as you would expect for someone who's so good at it. As we see a shot there just now of Kat Swanepoel, also someone who's exceptionally impressive.
Yes, and we see Kat Elwood in your picture having a little chat to the officials.
And here we go. The women's 50-meter backstroke. It is S14, S15, S1.
Again, Minka, what a great
and
athlete.
S13.
Always a smile on her face whenever you see her. And she always comes up to me when she sees me. Hello, Tani. Which I love, and I get a big hug and a big smile. Minka.
And that certainly is lovely to hear from Minka Jansen van Rensburg.
And they're off in this women's 50 meters backstroke. S14, S15 combined heat with S1 and S13. Looks like Janneke Krikler out in lane 4 with 25 meters to go.
Janneke Krikler, having seen the top spot of a podium plenty of times over the course of this week. Will that be the case a little later this evening? Of course, the heats currently underway, and she is looking very strong out in lane 4. And she touches in a time of 39.69, just outside her entry time. Mariska Everson grabbing a 42.83.
And Kate Elwood in third, 45.69.
Confirmation once again. So it was Janneke Krikler, 39.69.
Followed by Mariska Everson. And then we had Kate Elwood.
As we move over now to the women's 200 IM. And it is Rebecca Meader who holds the SA record. Unfortunately, Rebecca Meader having had a burst appendix not too long ago. And we wish her a speedy recovery. In fact, she was in the pool during this week, just taking it easy, just coaxing her way back to swimming.
And also swimming the 50 meters backstroke.
Oh.
Because as we know, it's an Olympic year. You need to compete in these nationals in order to qualify for Olympics. So she swam the 50 meters backstroke. So currently, as Becky said, she can't tumble turn and she can't do a start. So the only race she could swim was 50 meters backstroke. It was great to see Becky back in the water. Wishing her speedy recovery. Would have loved to see her at these nationals doing what she loves. 200 IM, 400 IM, 100 fly, 100 back. I mean, Becky is a swimmer of many talents. So again, Becky, we miss you, but wishing you a speedy recovery.
100%. as we move over to those 200 IMs. 7 heats for the women. At Olympic qualifying time, 2:01.47. As we await for the starters to begin their 4 laps.
Yes, we have the officials making their way from the other side of the pool as we just had the women and men 50-meter backstroke event. So we're heading into heat 1 of 7. So we have Roman, Beitendach, Elder, Banzer, Oliver, and Kluter back in the water. Ladies getting ready for this 200 IM. And in your picture, we have Mila Banza.
A little bit of a delay. And there we go. We return to script.
Yes, we just saw Ella Alder doing a little bit of a jump, staying warm, and these ladies are off.
Ella Banza, one to watch out for the Mpumalanga swimmer, just 14 years of age, but tremendous physique, very big.
And in lane 2 we have Gemma Roman, 13 years of age.
Of course, they kick things off with the butterfly.
Yes, so these athletes are doing 1 length of each stroke.
And a very good start out in lane 2. Against Gemma Roman, looking very strong. As she moves over to backstroke now.
Yes, followed closely by Anja Beitendach, 32.98, and Ella Alder, currently in 3rd. It looks like Chloe in lane 6.
So 2 laps done and dusted as the swimmers make their way over to breaststroke now.
And it is Chloe Oliver out in lane number 6, turning in a 1:12.23, followed by Anja Beitendach, 1:14.16, and Gemma Roman currently in 3rd, 1:15.26.
Impressive effort so far over in lane 5 with Chloe Olivier leading the way.
Yes, 25 meters to go in this ladies 200 meter IM. And it's all Chloe Oliver.
Yeah, Olivier out in front as she moves over to the final lap. As they move over to freestyle now, can Olivier continue maintaining that lead? She is slightly ahead of Kira Kluti. And in 3rd spot, Anja Beitendach from Mpumalanga. But this could be a potentially tight finish because we've got a good performance so far from Anja Beitendach, putting in a nice little comeback from this final lap. Beitendach looking good. Is it going to be Olivier or Beitendach? Beitendach with the lead, and Beitendach powering through to the finish as we see a late surge. But there's no question, Anja Beitendach grabbing the win. The Mpumalanga swimmer doing so in a time of 2 minutes 36.35. As we make our way over to heat 2 of 7 up and the women's 200 IM, we have Ashley Skoltz, Kira Liesk, Alex Labuskakny, Laura De Beer, Monica Buerta, Isabella McColgan, Hannah Nielsen, and Madison Duplessis.
And they're off in heat 2 of 7. Feel pretty much even in this butterfly leg.
And a very good start over in lane 3 from Alex Labuskakny. Swimmer from KZN.
Looks like Monica Buerta out in lane 5. And it is Monica Buerta turning first, 31.34, followed by Labuskakny, 39.40.
Hannah Nielsen lying in third. And yeah, that was a great final surge from Monica Buerta. So it's a KZN 1-2 for now. As I say, that Ashley Scholz starting to come through over in lane 1. But no question as to who is leading proceedings. Lane 5's Monica Buerta. Midway through this race, she'll make the turn in a time of 109.69. Ashley Scholz still holding on to second place. Kira Leesk, third.
Yes, but it's all Monica Buerta at the moment. The lady in pink.
Yep. KZN swimmer. And Ashley Scholz representing Ekaleni. Kira Leesk representing Gauteng.
With that being said, looks like Laura De Beer coming through very strong in this breaststroke leg. And it is Laura De Beer turning the time of 1:57.74, followed by Isabella, 1:59.49.
And here we have the final leg of women's 200 IM freestyle. Currently wrapping things up, yeah.
And it's all Laura De Beer out in first position.
Yeah, that was certainly a great finish from Laura De Beer. And she will go on to take a emphatic win, doing so in a time of 2:34.08. Monica Buerta grabbing second, and it's Alex Labuskakny third. Confirmation of those results once again. Ekaleni with the victory. KZN second and KZN third.
Heading into heat 3 of 7. Penn, Novella, Matthews, Lynn, Hoos, Begley, Van der Walt, and Marcelino. And the ladies are off. Great start there by Yuta Novella out in lane 2. It's always fun to watch this at 200 IM event. As I say, seasons change.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it a couple of days ago, and I said it's amazing how we don't speak about it enough, given the fact that you really need to be an exceptional swimmer to do well in this event, because of course it incorporates all 4 disciplines.
Correct.
And you need to be like the perfect all-rounder. It's not that we don't speak about it enough, but you talk about marquee events and no one really mentions the IM. Well, from South Africans probably don't really do it because we haven't had real medal contenders. But yeah, I mean, it is so tough to not just compete in, but to actually shine in.
Yes, but it's great to see that we have athletes really coming up in this event. As we said, Becky Meader, later on we'll be seeing Matthew Sates, who needs no introduction, Andrew Ross Hartigan. So great to see SA swimming really bringing their A game.
Yeah. As we pass the midway stage of this race with competitors currently taking on the breaststroke leg.
Yes, and it's all Kendra Begley out in lane 6. That bright green cap from the Eastern Cape.
The crowd starting to show their appreciation. Great to see Eastern Capers doing well. Cameras out, recording. Kendra Begley still out in front, ahead of Theo Lynn. And Morgan Coast, yet another Eastern Caper, lying in 3rd spot.
And we're down to that final freestyle leg. And Kendra Begley starting to pull away from the field with less than 25 meters to go. And it's all Kendra, but we're having a late surge out in lane 1. Tyra Penn. And it is.
Nicely done, Kendra Begley, 2:32.08, finishing ahead of Morgan Coast, and Megan Matthews grabbing 3rd spot. So an Eastern Cape 1-2 with Begley getting top spot.
Heading into heat 4 of 7. McHogg, Hudson, Rugby, Benica, Kutzer, Water, Close, and LaRue.
And away they go. Keep an eye on Juliana Benker over in lane 4. Just 14 years of age, the swimmer from Central Gauteng. Beginning lap 1 of 4. So 1 lap in. And it's Erin Hudson leading the way. Latest split at 30.90. Benker lying 2nd. Kutsia currently in 3rd. The music's starting to come through now. Atmosphere starting to buzz.
Erin Hudson looking very good out in lane 2, but not letting her go. Jenna Kutzer, 15-year-old from the Eastern Cape.
Well, it really is a fantastic atmosphere here at Newton Park Swimming Pool.
And it is Jenna Kutzer turning in a time of 109.09, followed by Erin Hudson, 109.81.
So, at the midway mark, Kutsia out in front. And as I say that, reading through to complete the 3rd lap now, and Kayla Coase looking very strong.
And it is Coase turning in a time of 150.81. Followed closely by Erin Hudson, 155.07. And Jenna Kutsia, 155.59. But it's all Kayla Coase out in lane number 7.
So Kayla Coase, and she will grab the win, doing so in a time of 2:25.13. Over in lane 2, Erin Hudson, and in lane 5, Jenna Kutsia. Some great performances once again from the Eastern Capers. Eastern Capers certainly showing their prowess when it comes to IM.
Yes, heading into heat 5. Gray, Shepherd, Corbett, Hearn, Kate Mayer, Stewart, LaRue, and Jessica Baker in 8.
And away they go. 4 laps of action. Once again, heat 5 of 7. Gray, Shepherd, Corbett, Hearn, Mayer, Stewart, LaRue, and Baker. Keep watching Trinity Hearn from the Western Cape. Here she has a fantastic coach.
Yes, and it is Trinity Hearn turning first in a time of 29.15. Kate Mayer currently in third position, 30.62.
As they return to end their second lap. Backstroke, and they'll transition through to breaststroke.
Coming through very strong in this backstroke leg, Megan Stewart.
So still continuing to lead the way, Trinity Hearn, a swimmer from the Western Cape. Taking on breaststroke now. But as we say, that Trinity Hearn being challenged very well by Kate Mayer. Kate Mayer having taken over the lead. And next to her, Megan Stewart also going along strong. Kate Mayer out in front.
Yes, Kate Mayer. Very good breaststroker, turning in a time of 1:47.82. Followed by Trinity Hearn, 1:49.36. And Kayleen Corbett, 1:49.50.
So the final lap, well underway. And over in lane 5, Kate Mayer ahead of Trinity Hearn. And she will not be caught. Kate Mayer will grab the win, doing so in a time of 2:26.9. Trinity Hearn grabbing second. And in third spot, it is Kayleen Corbett, 2:26.09. That was the 5th heat of 7 in the women's 200 IM. 2 to go. Next up, heat 6. Michaela Kulst, Katua van Nikak, Marisol van Jaarsveld, Dakota Tucker, Georgia Els, Grace Morris, Laura Koos, and Sine van Jaarsveld.
Shot Dakota Tucker in lane 4. And they off in heat 6 of 7.
Yeah, Dakota Tucker, hailing from karting, applied her trade overseas now in the States. Under the guidance back here of Peter Williams. So first up at the turn, and leading the way, Georgia Els, 29.50. One of only 2 swimmers to have gone below the 30-second mark after that first lap. The other being second place, Marisol van Jaarsveld. Dakota Tucker was third at the turn. As we watch the swimmers fight their way back now. So over in lane 4, looking strong. Dakota Tucker, 1:04.62 ahead of Marisol van Jaarsveld. Georgia Els, third to touch. So turning into a neat little battle between them. So almost completed the third lap of breaststroke. Out in front, Marisol van Jaarsveld, only just ahead of Dakota Tucker. So, Van Jaarsveld or Tucker, who's it going to be? And Tucker starting to speed up now. Look at her go. Wow, Tucker is just taking over proceedings, and she will most likely grab the lead. And as I say that, Van Jaarsveld starting to speed up, as is Tucker. This is going to be very, very tight. Tucker looking good. Van Jaarsveld looking strong. Who's it going to be? Very close. And it goes away of Van Jaarsveld and Tucker. We've got another tie.
Possibly a tie.
2:16.55.
I think
Again.
we've had 2 ties.
We've had 2 ties today.
Yes.
You may recall we had one last night.
In which event?
2:16.55. Van Jaarsveld and Tucker heading tied for first. What a result. As we move over to the 7th and final heat of the women's 200 IM. And some big names in action. Kirsten Storm, Gabrielle van den Berg, Tatiana Smith, Amy Kenny, Lonnie Janssen, Marlies Ross, Chelsea White, and Myra Verduya.
And they off. Heat 7 of 7. Yes, Amy Kenny, part of that qualification time of yesterday in the 200 meters freestyle, 157.26, if I'm not mistaken. So great swim there by Kenny. So I think just making it through to the final tonight, having some fun, because I'm sure she's on a high. It is Amy Kenny turning in a time of 28.46, followed by Marlies Ross, 29.79, and Tatiana Smith, 30.13.
Great performances so far. Amy Kenny looking very good. And she is cruising at the moment, is Amy Kenny, the swimmer from the Western Cape. And she'll make the turn in 1:04.21, the midway mark of this final heat in the women's 200 IM. Making the move to breaststroke now.
Yes, these ladies looking for a qualification time of 2:11.47. Amy coming in with a time of 2:12.91, so definitely within her sights.
That is Kenny still out in front. Turning for the final time, and she does so in a time of 1:42.67, chased hard by Tatiana Smith. And Kenny powering home with that big lead.
Yes, as we saw last night, freestyle definitely her thing, but also breaststroke.
Yes.
She had a great 100 breaststroke. It was a shame not to see her in the final, but doing that Olympic qualification time in the 200 meters freestyle, what a swim by Amy. And it is Amy Kenny, 2:14.65, followed by Tatiana Smith, 2:16.54, and Marlies Ross, 2:20.57.
Yeah, great victory there for Amy Kenny, and that's the final heat of the women's 200 IM. So the women having completed their legs as we move over to the men now. 8 heats in action. Just confirming once again, Amy Kenny with that victory, 2:14.65, with Smith grabbing second and Ross finishing third.
And there we have our replay of the ladies 200 meters IM. Amy Kenny currently in your shots. It's the backstroke leg. And finishing strong with freestyle.
Moving over to the men now, Connor Locke Vollenschlager, Troy McWilliams, Stefan Steen, Anthony Peterson, Jason Briggs, and Ethan Solomon. It is one of 8 heats in action in the men's 200 individual medley.
Yes, but out in lane 1, Connor Locke, the 19-year-old from KZN, off a great start in this butterfly leg. And it is Anthony Peterson turning in 27.39, followed by Locke 27.97, and Stefan Steen 28.69.
So currently in the second lap, the backstroke leg. And out in front, Anthony Peterson.
He's looking very comfortable in that backstroke leg, rolling his shoulders. It is Anthony Peterson turning in a time of 103.16, followed by Steen 104.31. And currently in third, Bowman.
And there we have confirmation so far of how things stand amongst these swimmers.
Noah Wollenschlager from the Western Cape, currently in third position.
Swimming out in lane 2 is Wollenschlager.
And it is Peterson turning in first, Steen currently in second, and Locke taking over third position.
So the final lap underway. The 200 free. Anthony Peterson out in front. Stefan Steen charging hard. Is it going to be Peterson or Steen? Peterson maintaining his lead, and it looks like Peterson will beat Steen to the touch, and that's indeed what he does. Anthony Peterson grabbing the victory, Stefan Steen finishing second, and Connor Locke locking in third place. Confirmation once again on those results. Anthony Peterson with the win as we move over to the second of 8 heats. Christian Borthman, DeAndre Hartman, Neil Holshausen, Luke Field, Jan Henry van Rooyen, David Wiggett, Jaden Wills, and Scott Clutty.
And they off heat 2 of 8. Looked like Luke Field out in lane 4, 17-year-old from the Western Cape. It's a great start in this butterfly leg.
So good first lap in the butterfly. David Wiggett out in front, only just ahead of Jan Henry van Rooyen.
And it's all David Wiggett out in lane number 6, finishing very strong in this backstroke leg as we move on to the breaststroke. And it is Wiggett turning in a time of 1:36, followed by Bothman out in lane 1, 1:03.10, and Hartman 1:03.89.
Reach the midway point of this, the second of 8 heats in the men's 200 IM. Breaststroke in action. And yet comes through, leading the way over in lane 6. It is still David Wiggett, representing Gauteng.
Followed by 8, Scott Clutter.
Wiggett coming through now for this, the final leg, freestyle. Will he be caught? He's got a pretty handy lead.
But Klutzer finishing strong with 25 meters to go. Out in lane 8.
Certainly is, but it looks as if Wiggett has done enough. That lead is too big, too far, and he's just too fast as he captures the victory, doing so in a time of 2:16.19. He's followed second going the way of Scott Clutty, who is out in lane 8, with third place going the way of Neil Holzhausen from the northwest. But David Wiggett doing the job. 2:16.19. That's the second of 8 completed.
Heading into heat 3 of 8. Vessels, West, Retief, Hugo, Bristol, Host, Hutton, Ralphie, and Trolicelli.
Very good start out in lane 2 by Gabriel West from the Western Cape. Western Cape occupying lanes 2, 3, and 4 in the form of West, Hikub, and Bestel.
Yes, but Guy Vessels not letting him go out in lane 1. Looks like Vessels turning in a time of 27.80, followed by Ruan Hutton, 28.08, and Gabriel West, 28.95. Guy Vessels having a sneaky look there in that backstroke leg.
There goes Guy Vessels. Looking good, looking strong as he makes his way to the halfway mark of this event. And as we say that, over in lane 6, it's Ruan Hutton having overtaken top spot.
Yes, Vessels currently in second, followed closely by Bestel, 103.73.
So excellent performance so far from Ruan Hutton. Came out of nowhere and overtook proceedings.
Yes, it's all Hutton currently at the moment, followed by Caden Ralphie, coming back very strong in this breaststroke leg.
Hutton wrapping up the breaststroke. Chased hard by Rolfie as well as Guy Vessels as they transition through to the final leg now. It's over to free. And can Hutton maintain that lead? Guy Vessels charging hard out in lane 1.
Yes. 20 meters to go. Guy Vessels really putting in the fight.
Vessels having overtaken top spot, and Vessels will cruise to a resounding win, an outside lane winner. Haven't had one of those in a while. 2:15.07 for Guy Vessels swimming out of karting.
There you have confirmation of your results. Guy Vessels in first, 2:15.07, followed by Ruan Hutton, 2:16.40. Heading into heat 4, Matthew Andrew, then followed by Gola, Brits, Joshua Erasmus, Clayton, Harvey, Deng, and Langer.
Away they go. Good starts from lanes 4 and 5. Franco Clayton in a neat little battle there with Joshua Erasmus. Going along nicely as well. Cameron Harvey from KZN.
And also Matthew Andrew out in lane 1.
Wow, how's this little fight? Nothing to choose between them and Tingwei Teng. Might as well just go through the entire lineup because this lead keeps on changing, and yeah, we've got some great competitors out in the water. second leg, backstroke.
Yes, but great battle between Deng and Harvey. Out in lane 6 and 7. And it is Deng turning in a time of 103.93, followed closely by Harvey, 104.32, and Joshua Erasmus currently in third, 105.45. Franco Clayton out in lane 5, coming back very strong on this breaststroke leg.
Third lap, almost done and dusted. And there it is, done and dusted for Franco Clayton. Out in front from Western Cape. 141.86 his final split as he heads home. And he is well clear of the field.
Clayton with 20 meters to go. Followed closely by Lange and Deng. We have a late surge from Joshua Erasmus out in lane 4. And it is Franco Clayton, 2:14.73, followed by Joshua Erasmus, 2:15.60, and Cameron Harvey finishing in third.
Yeah, nice little finish there from Joshua Erasmus. But Franco Clayton managing to keep his lead, doing so in a time of 2:14.73. So that is another heat done and dusted. That was heat 4 of 8 as we move over to heat 5. Zander de Toy, Robert Hendricks, Andre Lowe, Sean Thomas, Zane Niemand, Ben McWilliam, Francois Besse, and Matthew Mann.
Yes, great start there by Robert Hendricks out in lane number 2. Zander de Toy hot on his heels. And it is Zander de Toy, 27.64, followed by Robert Hendricks, 27.72, and Sean Thomas, 28.09. Heading into the backstroke leg.
Leg 2 of 4 underway. Good going out in lane 1 so far from Zander de Toy. Zander de Toy going through halfway through this race, and it is de Toy that leads, 101.59, just ahead of Robert Hendricks. Andre Lowe in third, so lanes 1 to 3 occupying positions 1 to 3. Reckon it's going to stay that way? Oh no.
Again, seasons change.
You say that. That's that little thing was destroyed very, very quickly. As the swimmers look to complete their breaststroke leg. Lane 3 out in front. It is Andre Lowe. Only just.
Followed by Zane Niemand, and then we have Sean Thomas.
Final lap underway. Andre Lowe was first to touch. Can he maintain that advantage? Great fight here from Zane Niemand. Niemand chasing on, as is Robert Hendricks.
And out in lane 8, Matthew Mann.
Lowe, Hendricks, who's it going to be? And it goes the way of Robert Hendricks. 2:15.02. Andre Lowe finishing second. And third, Matthew Mann.
There we have our results. The winner, Robert Hendricks, 2:15.02. Followed by Lowe, 2:15.30. And Matthew Mann, 2:15.38.
So 3 heats to go in the men's 200 IM. Next up, we've got Adrian Mostert, Jonathan Heslop, Nan van Rensburg, Henry Duvenacher, Tylee Pearson, Peter Etzold, Petrus Trutter, and Kieran Rolfie.
great start there by Henry Duvenacher out in lane 4. We saw him earlier in the week in the 10 meters butterfly, so we know that's definitely one of his strengths.
And proving exactly that. Pulling away very, very nicely is Duvenacher, followed by Tiny Pearson. Let's see how he fares when it comes to backstroke now.
Yes, and also proving to be a great backstroker as he extends that lead.
Wow. Backstroke's almost better than his butterfly. Very excited to see how he does in breaststroke now.
And it is Duvenacher turning in a time of 56.06. Followed by Van Rensburg, a minute .35, and Tylee Pearson currently in third, a minute .74.
Yeah, and Duvenacher completely dominating matches. If his breaststroke can match anything like his backstroke and butterfly.
Yes, a man of many talents.
Yeah, he'll cruise to victory. And okay, they're closing the gap somewhat when it comes to this discipline, but at lead, still very, very good. As he turns for the final leg, and it is freestyle. Duvenacher, his last turn coming in at 131.99, just slipping under the 132 mark. And Duvenacher will not be stopped. You can see him taking his foot at the gas slightly, just relaxing his way to a resounding victory. Henry Duvenacher out of the Western Cape. And he completes the win, doing so in a time of 2:02.63. Great performance from Henry.
Followed by Petrus Trutter and Peter Etzel. In your shot, Henry Duvenacher. It's great swim there by Henry Duvenacher. Heading into heats 7 of 8. Arwadi, Boshoff, Hartigan, Ribeiro, Kilok, Casali, Muller, and Sven van der Linde.
A penultimate heat underway on the men's 200 IM.
Looks like Vincent Ribeiro not starting in lane 4.
Very tight at the top, but Kian Kilok leading the way. 27-27 is latest split. And Anton Awidi out in lane 1 was second at the turn. Kian Kilok still out in front, extending that advantage slightly.
Yes, followed closely by Cameron Casali. Seen him in multiple events this week. Also in the 400 meters IM, so we know he'll be going strong in that breaststroke leg. But it's all Kilok at the moment, 59.48.
Also saw Cameron Casali taking part in the relays last night. Yeah, great swimmer, great character. One of many here in Quebec over the course of this week. And it's hard to believe that we have reached the 6th and final day of the SA National Aquatics Championships. It has been such an amazing event. We've seen such amazing races. We've seen records broken. We've seen finishers finish tied for first. We've seen Olympic qualifiers.
Yes, both Olympic and Paralympic qualifications. World records.
Yeah.
Saw too.
It's it's been sensational. I mean, it really has delivered it all and then some, as we see the penultimate heat of the men's 200 IM wrapping up, and it is young Kian Kilok cruising to victory, doing so in a time of 2:05.61, and he's followed by Cameron Casali, 208.18, and in third spot, Ross Cardigan, 209.28. But Ian Keelock doing the job in lane 5.
With that being said, there are your results on your screen. Kilak, Kasali, and Hartigan in third.
So the penultimate heat done and dusted. Let's move over to the final heat of the morning in the men's 200 IM. We have Ruben Smith, Matthew Caldwell, Liam Vierby, Matthew Sates, Andrew Ross, Matthew Randall, Claudio Domta, and Ethan Bailey. It's a biggie. And in they go, Matthew Sates with that entry time, 1:57.72. Below the Olympic qualifier, so he's done the job already. I think it's safe to say that Matthew Sates will probably win this event. Not this event, but this particular race. However, that being said, it is the heats. The book is placed in the final as they move over to backstroke.
Yes, Matt looking very comfortable in the backstroke leg. Followed closely by Andrew Ross right next to him. Looks like Matt turning off the gas there in the backstroke. And it is Andrew Ross turning in a time of 58.42, followed closely by Matthew Sates, 58.58. Currently in third, Matthew Caldwell, minute 0.55.
And forget Matthew Caldwell's swim the other day. He beat his PB by 4 seconds. That was some sensational stuff from Caldwell.
Yes, what a swim by him. In your shot, we have Matt looking very comfortable going down to this breaststroke leg.
As they move over to the final leg of the final heat in the men's 200 IM.
And it is Matthew Randall, our 200 meters breaststroke champion, turning in first, 135.86, followed by Sates, 136.17, and Andrew Ross, 136.93.
And here we have Matthew Sates coming through now, over in lane 4, looking strong, followed closely by Ross and Randall, but Matt Sates will grab the win doing so in a time of 2:05.10, followed by Matthew Randall. Nice little surge at the end from him, and Andrew Ross wrapping up the top 3.
That was a big smile on his face as he finished.
Yeah, great to see. And if you missed it, firstly, where were you? And secondly, it was some historic stuff from Matt Sates last night. Him and Chandler Clough finishing tied for first in the men's 100 fly. As we now move over to a bit of a shorter race this time, it is multi-class action once again. The men's 100 freestyle, S14, S15, S1, and S13.
Then you have the qualification event 694, lane 2. That's DQ event 609, heat 4, lane 2. We have another disqualification event 609, heat 5, lane 8. That's DQ event 609.
Tamarane, Lawrence, Nell, Willers, Mine Gagne, Ninobe, Hendricks, and Gananida.
Yes, we're having a combined heat here. So the S14 and S15 athletes, Mkele Camarana, Eli Lawrence, and JP Null.
just wait. Get all the clocks up and running. Make sure everything is good to go. Whistle about to be blown. Excellent start on the outside by Mkele Kamarana. Just 2 laps of action. Men's freestyle 100, a multi-class event. We'll move over to the ladies' multi-class after this, before we wrap things up for the morning heats with the final time with the 800s.
And taking over the lead, it looks like Nathan Hendricks out in lane number 7. And it is Nathan Hendricks running a time of 28.03. Followed by Camarana in 30.05.
Very good performance over in lane 7. Nathan Hendricks, I mean, is there anything this man can't do? And he flies through. Yet another outstanding performance, 5.703 for Nathan Hendricks. Of course, he is Paris bound. And grabbing a time of 1:04.42 out in lane 1 from Mkele Kamarana. And Josh Nienaber finishing with a 1:05.19.
And there you have your results of event 610. Men 100 meters freestyle.
Now for the 612 women 100 meter freestyle.
Confirmation once again of those times. Nathan Hendricks dipping below that 1 minute mark by quite a lot. Not really surprising though. Hendricks is an exceptional swimmer.
Moving over to the ladies, 100 meters freestyle, S14 and S15. In 4, we have Kate Elwood, followed by Minka Janssen van Rensburg in 5. Recapping Nathan Hendricks' finish.
Yeah, confirmation of the competitors that will be taking things on here. And the women's 100 free, S14 and S15. Kate Elwood in picture. And going to the top, Minka Janssen van Rensburg, 15 and 19 respectively.
And they're off. Kate Elwood and Minka Janssen van Rensburg.
Worth repeating, Minka Janssen van Rensburg is a Sportswoman of the Year with a disability, world record holder, world record breaker. Currently in action in lane 5. Went into this event with an entry of 1:18.90, and she'll make the turn in a time of 36.38. Elwood 36.85. This will be followed by one more multi-class event before we wrap things up with the 800s, and then that is the heats done and dusted for the morning. Oh, great swimming here from these two. Alwood coming through in a time of 1:16.06. Janssen van Rensburg 1:17.34. Good stuff from both swimmers from the Western Cape.
We're now moving to event number 613, women's 100 freestyle, S1, S13 multi-class. One heat, main one, Nikita, Douglas, 2, Caitlin, Lorenz, 3, Joanna, Kibler, 4, Danica, Vinca, 5, Alani Pereira, 6, Ivana Vinca, and 7, Melissa.
As we move over now to the final multi-class event of the morning. It is women's 100 freestyle S1 S13. As we watch the performances, you can see clearly Minka Janssen van Rensburg not happy with that performance, but of course we'll see you in action a little later for the finals. We now move on to lanes 1 to 7. Taking each other on. It's a multi-class event, so it's them against the clock. Nikita Douglas, Caitlin Murray, Wanika Krickler, Danica Venka, Alani Ferreira, Ivana Venka, and Melissa Everson. Great start out in lane 3 for Wanika Krickler. Has been one of the stars of this week. Danica Venka leading the way. Speaking about stars, Danica is certainly one of them. So Danica Venka from Gauteng, 16 years of age, going along very, very nicely. And she will cruise to the total. Doing so in a time of 1:06.73. Danica Venka, and this is going to be tight between the next two, but Alani Ferreira, also a swimmer who's grabbed gold through the course of this week, doing so in a time of 1:10.15. Wanika Krickler grabbing a P3, 1:10.66. And that wraps up the women's 100 free in terms of multi-class as we move to our final event of the morning. It's 800 free, only men in action, and we'll have 4 heats taking to the water. So we have Tyron McCabe, Joel Strauss, Pierre Daniel Jacobs, and Henry van Rooyen, and Enrico Forbeck. So action underway. The first of 4 heats in the men's 800 freestyle. McCabe, Strauss, Jacobs, Van Rooyen, and Forbeck. It is 16 laps of action. Nice start there for Joel Strauss. First up the turn, 28.69. Strauss just over a minute at the turn. Joel Strauss continuing to lead the way out in lane 3. Swimmer from Karting, 1:32.98. McCabe in second, Jacobs third. You've just joined us for heats of swimming. It is the men's 800 free. This is the final event of the morning's action in the heats. And we'll return later this evening for the finals, for the final time. Joel Strauss still out in front. Latest split for Joel Strauss, the Karting swimmer, 3:10.93. Tyron McCabe currently lying second. Pierre Daniel Jacobs in third spot. Jacobs representing the Eastern Cape.
Yeah, so currently we have Joel Strauss out in lane 3 with the lead. And it is 18-year-old Joel Strauss turning in a time of 4:17.58. Followed by Tyron McCabe, 4:26.82. And Jacobs from the Eastern Cape turning in a time of 4:33.50. So we have 400 meters to go. And it's all Joel Strauss with 7 laps of the pool to go. So it's 16 lengths of the pool these gentlemen are doing. Looking at the SA record set back in 2015 by Miles Brown, 7:53.97. Later on this evening, these gentlemen would be looking for a qualification time of 7:51.65. And it's all Joel Strauss out in lane 3. Followed closely by McCabe and van Rooyen. In your picture, we have Joel Strauss. And it's Joel Strauss with 200 meters to go, 6:31.81. Followed by Tyron McCabe, 6:45.10. And the swimmer from the Eastern Cape, Jacobs, 6:53.57. So we have 4 lengths of the pool to go in this heat 1 of 4. With that being said, heat 4 will be swimming with the finals tonight. A big thank you to all of our sponsors: National Lottery, Arena, Saskok, Sports, Arts and Culture, Southern Sun, and Aquila for keeping us hydrated. And there we hear the bell. 100 meters to go for Joel Strauss, turning in a time of 7:39.92. And Tyron McCabe, 7:54.73. And Pierre Daniel Jacobs, the 14-year-old from the Eastern Cape, 8:02.77. Then we have Jan Hendrik van Rooyen currently in 4th position, 8:10.08. And the last of the bells for Enrico Voorbeck, someone from the KZN. And with less than 10 meters to go, it's all Joel Strauss. Finishing in a time of 8:46.80. Joel Strauss, his entry time, 9:09.31. So he's going to be very happy with that swim. Coming in second, Tyron McCabe, 9:02.48. Entry time of 9:16.26. So both of these gentlemen dipping below their best times. And Pierre Daniel Jacobs, 9:10.51. There we see the finish of Jan Hendrik van Rooyen, 9:18.67. But there we have your winner, Joel Strauss. It's all about Joel Strauss. And Enrico Voorbeck finishing in a time of 9:42.12. There we have your results of heat 1 of 4. Joel Strauss, 8:46.80. Tyron McCabe, 9:02.40. And Pierre Daniel Jacobs in 3rd. We're recapping this great swim by Joel Strauss. Heading into heat 2, Clayton Cassabom, Wade Bierkus. We have Hartman in 3, William in 4, Clenant in 5, Alvarez 6, Rolfie 7, and Matthew Mann out in lane number 8. Great start by George Alvarez out in lane 6, 28.90. But we still have 15 lengths of this pool to go. looks like Hartman out in lane 3, taking over the lead. And it is Hartman turning in a time of 101.38, followed by Alvarez 101.95 and Kleinans 102.50. Looking good out in lane 3. It's still Hartman, followed by Alvarez and Kleinans. With that being said, we're gonna move over to Crystal Arnold. Over to Crystal Arnold.
Thought we'd take you behind the scenes here at SA National Swimming Champs. This is pretty much the warm-up pool where the swimmers, they warm down, they warm up, they just get ready and get all of that lactic out of their system at the end of their races. So it's pretty much a calmer hive of activity than the competition pool out there that you've been seeing on our feeds. I've also grabbed Keith Jansen right here next to us, a very happy, smiling Keith, because what a nationals it's been for you. You came here with, I think, 20 plus swimmers. What has been your takeaway?
Well, first of all, I have to say thank you to Nelson Mandela and, you know, Quebeca and Swimming South Africa for arranging, because this has been one of the best organized nationals that I've been to. And it's quite, for coaches, it's quite easy to see the small things that doesn't go right, and actually I think I need to give them some credit, because it's really been a good nationals this year. Good participation, really good racing. Yeah, so it's been a very good atmosphere to all the spectators, all the swimmers. So yeah.
Okay, that's one part of it. What about your report card? You came here with specific intentions and targets that you wanted to reach. What were they, and have you reached them?
Yeah, so just on the para side, you know, we had to get all the classification, qualification done. So all 5 of the swimmers that's got the potential of being selected has done the A cut, as we say. So that is very good. We did the job that we came here to do, and then ultimately we tried to be on the world circuit. So this is a ratified meet, so everybody gets an international ranking. And that's very important for us, because that's where all the funding and where things come from, and Sashcock and Swimming South Africa wants to see that, and I think it's been a really good fund base for us to just start off and everything. Yeah, I think there's a lot of swimmers, the para swimmers, that's ranking in the top 10 in the world at the moment, so that's very good.
I know that Christian Sadi is such a phenomenal athlete for South Africans. He's the name that we will definitely look out for when it comes to the Paralympics. But you've known him for such a long time. How has his evolution been right in front of your eyes?
Yeah, so Christian grew up, we had a little group called the Senior B, and he started in that, and we saw the potential, and he really just, you know, excelled from there. It's been a very long time since we've been together. But we are family in Stellenbosch, you know, and it's not just my coaching, it's my assistants as well that we working together, and it's been a long journey, but it's been a grateful journey, and I'm very proud of him. You know, he did a really good time this morning. We managed to get all the qualification times that we wanted. He's ranked in the top 5 in the world at the moment, and I think with that swim that you guys saw this morning, there's a lot of things that go into the preparation of this, and when everything comes together like it did this morning, there's a lot of emotion attached and some tears and all of that goes with it, and sometimes we don't understand always what they need to sacrifice in order to be where they are today, you know.
Why was it important for Christian to take part in that time trial today, from your perspective?
Yeah, so unfortunately on the final night, we did a couple of things that weren't going our way. The setup on the block and breathing at the last 15 meters, which is quite important for him to keep his head down. So we wanted to do a time trial just in order to correct the things. We're going to Portugal next week to do another competition, also in preparation of the Paralympics. But our goal was to go under 30 at this competition, and this morning he managed to do that with setting up the right processes and just trusting that the process and everything that he's done up until now has flowed and worked out for him, and that will give him confidence for the next 4 months leading into Paralympics.
So much excitement leading up to Paralympics, Paris 2024, August, like top of your mind, I'm sure. What does it take to be a Paralympian?
Wow. I get goosebumps because I think, you know, I don't take anything away from the able-bodied side. Everybody trains hard. Everybody makes sacrifices in order to be where they are on the world stage. But they've got challenges in life that we can't, you know, easy stuff like putting on a suit, you know. And I don't think it's easy always for people to, you know, to go to someone and you have to rely on your coach to pull up your suit, or, you know, for someone to tap you on the back with a stick because you can't see the wall. You know, I think there's lots of challenges that I just got so much respect for them. You know, and being in an environment where they are, when we together, it's always happy. There's no tears. It's always happy. They're always laughing. They're always making it fun, and it's such a nice community to be a part of. And I think that is what is the highlight of my coaching career, is being able to work with athletes in a different way and to always try and challenge yourself to think in a different way, and to prioritize them, because I think there's a lot of potential swimmers out there or athletes that don't get the opportunities, and that they actually deserve to be there, but they're just unfortunate to not have the resources or anything that goes with. But we must give them respect. They are phenomenal athletes. So yeah.
So super inspiring. Keith, thank you so much for all that you do for the sport, and all the best for the Paralympics.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Crystal Arnold. As we see the wrap of this, the second heat of the men's 800 free. And coming through now in lane 6.
It's George Alvarez.
George Alvarez grabbing the victory. Troy McWilliam finishing second. Deandre Hartman grabbing third. So that is 2 hits done and dusted. 2 to go before we wrap things up here for the final morning of heats. And then we head through to the final evening of finals. Confirmation once again. George Alvarez grabbing the victory, finishing ahead of McWilliam and Hartman. As we move over now to the third of 4 heats in the men's 800 free.
As we recap heat 2 of 4 on the screen. Heading into heat 3. Gedak, Forbes, Bullrunt, Albertine, Bewley, Engelbrecht, and Kellen Jones in 8.
So nothing much to choose during the early stages. Another 16 laps of action, and the men's 800 free.
And it's Stefan Engelbrecht turning in a time of 28.63, followed by Connor Albertine, 28.75.
Nice battle emanating during these early stages. Over in lanes 4 and 5 between those two Tshwane swimmers, Bernard Wolfart and Connor Albertine.
And it is Engelbrecht turning in a time of 1:44, followed by Albertine, 1:57. And
"13 laps to go. Connor Albertine out in front, ahead of Stefan Engelbrecht. Bernard Wolfart in third. Albertine still out on top. 204.20, his most recent split. Good going, yeah. In lane 5, Connor Albertine slightly ahead of Stefan Engelbrecht. Wolfart still holding on to third spot. Laps to go for those front runners, namely Connor Albertine and Stefan Engelbrecht. Still leading the way in lane 5. Connor Albertine is latest split for 13.41, and the positions remain the same as has been the case over the last couple of laps. Albertine leading Engelbrecht and Wolfart. Seven laps remaining in this 800-meter free heat, the third of 4. Looks as if Connor Albertine starting to extend his lead slightly, making the turn at 5:17.14. He takes on his 6th last lap. Stefan Engelbrecht currently in second. And Wolfhard still holding on to third spot. Five left in this 800 free as the clock passes the 6-minute mark now. It's Connor in front. Engelbrecht second. And Wolfhard still in third. Albertine representing Central Gauteng. And confirmation coming through, Minka Janse van Rensburg a little earlier in the morning, so competing in the multi-class. And Minka Janse van Rensburg capturing yet another world record for her class in those 100s.
Yes, what an incredible swim there by Minka.
Racking up the world records is Minka Janse van Rensburg, as we see Connor Albertine turn for the penultimate time.
As with 100 meters to go, it's all Connor Albertine. One more lap to go. It's Connor Albertine currently in second position. We have Stefan Engelbrecht.
So Connor Albertine leading the way. It's from Central Gauteng, and he picks up the pace, picks up the speed, and he will capture the victory, doing so in a time of 8:26.69. Albertine grabbing first spot. Second going the way of Stefan Engelbrecht, and maintaining his position in third spot, Bernard Wolfhard, doing so in 8:40.27. That is the heat done and dusted. And that wraps up the 800 heats.
The last event of the morning session, it's a swim-off. Event number 618, women's 50 freestyle. Day 4, Sam Straw, and 5, Hannah Robertson.
It looks like we have a swim-off for the ladies. 50-meter freestyle between Sam Straw and Hannah Robertson in 5.
It's a nice way to wrap things up here for the morning heats. Straw up against Robertson. It's Central Gauteng.
In the morning, they actually approached me and she told me she's going to break the record.
Up against Swanee.
So much.
Just wait the start now. Sam Straw versus Hannah Robertson.
And they're off. What a great start there by Sam Straw.
So good going for these two.
Hannah Robertson powering her way back with 25 meters to go.
Just ahead of Sam Straw. Staying just in front is Hannah Robertson. And they finish up. Robertson grabbing it in 26.90. Finishing ahead of Sam Straw.
27.01. Great swim there by these ladies.
So it was Hannah Robertson edging out Sam Straw in that swim off. So it was to confirming their places into tonight's finals. Hannah versus Sam. And Hannah grabbing the win in 26.90. So good showing there from Hannah Robertson. And what was a women's 50 free swim off. And we'll find out how they place for tonight's finals. It's going to be big as we wrap things up for the final time here in the Eastern Cape. And it's the heats all done. And the finals taking place this evening. So from myself, Derek Alberts, and my colleague Chanel van Beek, it's goodbye from the commentary desk. But for final goodbyes, it's back to Crystal.
What a day we've had. Thus far, the final day, and we're halfway through it, and so much for you to look forward to in tonight's session. Thanks so much for joining us. Of course, one of the standouts, that 200 IM, which is going to be closely competed when it comes to the women's category. But Christian Sadi has dominated headlines for this morning. He's 29.97 in that 50 fly time trial, a crucial time trial, not only for him when it comes to the performance, but also the mental side of things, in believing that one can do it. His coach, when we chatted to him, Keith Janssen, was just chatting about how competitive Paris swimming is in the world stage, and for Christian Sadi to post that, it is the 4th fastest time in the world. What an outstanding performance, and so much for you to look forward to. We mentioned the 200 IM, but there's also the 50 free to start things off tonight, and we look forward to having you back with us for all of the action from the SA National Swimming Championships. We'll be back with you later from Newton Park Swimming Pool. Thanks for joining us.
400 meters freestyle